Welcome to Gonzo Sports Room. I'm Chris. He's Steve. We got Brandon with us. I have Matt. So it's three Gonzos and a Lipscomb again. How's it going tonight, Steve?
Hey, it's going pretty good, man. Not too bad. Happy to be doing another podcast. Things are going pretty good. How you guys doing?
I'm doing good, man. Living the dream. You see it.
Hell yeah.
Another day, another dollar.
Hell yeah. That's what it's about, man.
Yeah. Saw Tom Brady signed a contract extension with the Bucks.
Genius move.
It's a 4-year extension, but 3 years of it are void. So it's really only a 1-year extension. But they voided 3 of the years of the contract for salary cap issues.
Oh, okay. Hey, I think Tom Brady, that's a great choice, man. Tom's bringing another Super Bowl home next year.
So he restructured his deal to save the team like $20 million or something, so they'll be able to keep. They're trying to keep the whole team, as much as that team together as they can.
Yeah, and I seen they just signed Chris Godwin again, which is super smart move.
Yeah, they franchise tagged him.
Hell yeah, Godwin's the man, dude.
I think they're going to lose Fournette.
Probably.
Damn, Fournette was going
He's
crazy.
He's going to want to get paid, and he ain't going to be able to get paid there.
No.
After how he played, I mean, he should get paid.
He should, really. I mean, he helped Tom Brady out a lot. He really opened
he
up
was
the field.
huge in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the whole playoffs, he was killing.
He was huge in the playoffs, man.
Smart move by the Bucks, but I ain't gonna lie. I wanted to see Tom go to each team and win a Super Bowl and bring it.
I want to
for
see him
each.
at least win three different teams.
Dude, it'd be amazing. I ain't gonna lie.
He put on social media, there's a picture of him signing the contract and said going for 8.
Hey,
Did they sign Gronk?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about Gronk.
They should.
I'm sure they probably will because that's the
Yeah,
one.
you know Tom's
Right.
going to want
And once Tom retires, Gronk's retiring.
And
He
Gronk's-
don't want to play for anybody else.
No,
Gronk's-
Gronk ain't gonna play unless he's playing.
Gronk's
with
kind of a
Brady.
bargain too. You know,
Yeah.
he's not that expensive of a player to have on hand. So I see that happening.
He can make money other ways, and he knows that, and that's why he just comes in.
Oh yeah, he'll be
play a
on
little football, get a ring with Tom, and he's loving it.
he'll be on TV somewhere if he don't play
yeah.
no more.
He'll be getting a Stone Cold Stunner at the next WrestleMania.
He would be good in WWE.
He was there just for a quick second.
Was he?
He done a thing on was it 2 years ago on WrestleMania? No, it was last year when they done it at the Performance Center, and he fell off this balcony onto people. And the story is that Vince McMahon had to do it and show him that he wasn't going to get hurt before he would do it. So 70-year-old Vince McMahon had to do it before Gronk would do it.
So legendary Vince McMahon. I listen to a lot of pro wrestling podcasts about old school stuff, and I guess Vince McMahon is legendary for back in the day. They'd go out to bars after shows and house shows and whatnot, and I guess they were at a strip club one time, and he decided that he was so tough he could take anybody's finisher in the strip club, and he had the Legion of Doom give him the Doomsday device
In the strip
in the
club?
strip club.
That's awesome.
This was a story I heard on Bruce Pritchard's podcast that he took the Doomsday device
Oh yeah,
in a strip club.
Vince McMahon is nuts, dude.
That's legendary, dude. That's fucking legendary.
I mean, him turning into that Mr. McMahon character, basically, that and Stone Cold basically saved their company.
Yeah.
Stone Cold to me is the
Back
greatest
then.
of all time. I love Stone Cold, man.
Oh yeah.
I love Stone Cold.
When you can literally show up at WrestleMania or any event nowadays and just drink a beer and give somebody a Stone Cold Stunner, and that basically just makes the show.
Whenever
That's
that
it.
glass
Yeah.
breaks, dude, there's nothing fucking like it, dude. When that fucking glass breaks, there's nothing like it.
That was one of my notification tones was that glass
That glass-
shattered.
Yeah.
It's amazing,
And
dude.
then Cam Newton signed a 1-year deal with New England.
As a backup? No, I'm just playing.
I was thinking the same.
I think they said that there was like 6 or 8 million guaranteed, and then with incentives it could get up to 14 million.
So they signed him for more this year than they did last. Last year he didn't sign for like hardly anything.
No,
Right?
he signed
2
for like
million
yeah,
or something? 2 million?
something
Yeah, it
like
was
that.
something like it was nothing.
Yeah, he got paid a little bit more this year.
Little.
For
But
what?
I don't know what they're going. I don't know. I mean, what are they going to do at quarterback? He's not the long term answer.
No.
I don't know if he's the short term answer. He didn't play very well last year.
Cam Newton's not the long-term answer for
I don't
any
even know what
team.
happened to him. He just kind of
He's a backup.
I think he hurt his shoulder and them surgeries. I don't think they
And
was able to repair it like they thought they were going to be able to.
a lot of the mobile quarterbacks, when teams get reads on them, it's over for them. You know, once they figure him out, it's hard for them to do anything.
That's what I say about Kyler Murray, man. They're starting to figure him out now.
The dude can still throw a miracle ball, though.
I know.
I'll give him that. I will give Kyler Murray that. He can throw a miracle ball.
He has a little better
still.
arm than the average running quarterback.
Oh, especially when he was younger, he was with the Panthers. He was he was tearing it up
Oh, I know.
Oh, Cam Newton.
until he started getting hurt.
Yeah, I know. He had fucking winning MVP. The Panthers.
Yeah, Peyton Manning had to put it on him.
Old Peyton doing his thing.
The real GOAT.
I think.
I don't know about that.
I
The
think
real GOAT.
Brady is the winningest quarterback, but I think talent-wise, Manning had just as much talent, if not more.
Oh yeah.
Without a doubt.
sure.
Especially toward the end of Manning's career when he had all those injuries in the neck and the thigh and all that other stuff. It was over for him. He knew it was time to hang it up.
And then
Put Peyton in behind today's line and the defense he's got.
oh yeah,
now.
Peyton never had.
Put Peyton on that
he'd
Tampa
make-
Bay team.
He'd
They don't even
make
make it to
Tom
the
Brady
Super
a
Bowl.
bitch.
I'd have to look it up, but I don't think Peyton Manning ever had a top 10 defense.
He did
that's what
not.
I'm saying.
Well,
And
the
Brady's had top 10 defense a lot of years.
That year they went 14-2 when they started 14-0. They had one of the top defenses. But, however, one thing that a lot of people don't think about is in AFC championship games, to go to the Super Bowl, Peyton Manning is 3-2 against Tom Brady. In AFC championship games, Peyton Manning beats Brady 3-2.
The one
Just
with
saying.
How many rings Brady? How many rings?
Well,
Peyton got?
I get it.
Did he go on and lose?
Tom Brady, well, twice or once.
Brady wouldn't have lost.
But I'll say this.
Brady's lost
There's a
in the
difference.
Super
I
Bowl.
say this just like I say the LeBron and MJ thing. There's a difference between being the best player overall and having the best career. I think Peyton Manning was the best player overall, but Tom Brady has had the best career.
So you're saying LeBron's the best player overall. but
Total
Jordan had the better career.
Skill-wise, body type, physicality, ability, LeBron is the best player. But
That's
Jordan,
all. That's what my point.
But
That's what
Jordan,
always been my point.
Michael Jordan had the best
Better
overall
career.
career of all time.
as far as championships go.
As far as 6-0 in NBA championships series, you can't compete with that as far as saying you had the best career.
Two
You're
three
saying-
peats.
So you're telling me that if LeBron doesn't go and get 6 rings, he ain't just as good as what?
I didn't say anything. I said I just acknowledged
He
that I
ju-
think
he
LeBron.
said-
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he did just acknowledge that
But
LeBron is
but what
the
I'm saying
overall
is
better player.
it's where I go in the best career versus best player argument, and that's in any sport.
But once I said that's what I'm saying. Once he hits 6 rings, you're saying that
But
Jordan
I
still had the
still
better career?
I still don't think you can say LeBron had the
Been to
best
the
career because then
finals.
he would just be 500 in the finals. He's still 6-6 in the finals if he gets 6 rings. So or 5.5.
sort
He'd
of
have
downplay a
5.5.
guy because he's been to the
Oh,
finals 12
because
times.
of
And
the
how many
bubble-
times has
the
Jordan
bubble
been to the finals?
championship.
Been there
Back
double
to
the
half.
time.
Oh, the
he
bubble.
had a lot more times to lose than Jordan ever had.
Yeah, but Jordan didn't lose, so that's
Easier competition back then, though, too, at the
easier
same time.
competition.
When
Shit.
when you got the power team, like LeBron always went to the finals with except when he was on Miami. He always went with the underdog team.
And second year Lakers for the Bubble Bowl.
Oh, my God. He
And
Clippers were supposed to win that. They couldn't even make it to LeBron.
and
Clippers were terrible.
Another thing back to Jordan is Jordan. I forgot what I was going to say. I ain't gonna lie.
The big one was
Oh, I know what I was going to say. When during Jordan's era, other players didn't win championships. During LeBron's era, there's other stars that are still winning championships. That didn't happen when Jordan was playing. Especially
it happened.
once
It
he got
happened in Jordan's early
Early
career
career, not
because
been
Yeah,
It's
because he couldn't even make it to the championship.
Yeah, the
till he got
career-
pimping.
but once they got going,
Till he got pimping.
yeah, when you had the Pistons team and the Celtics team that was playing.
Yeah.
If LeBron played in there, he didn't even make it to the second round
Now,
of the
come
playoffs
on.
back
Now,
then.
now, see,
Oh
that's
my
where I
God.
disagree.
That's
Because,
where
like,
I totally
just
disagree.
like LeBron, or just like Jordan, those first couple years, he had to. Everybody tossed him around and bullied him, and he had to grow into it. Now, LeBron would have done the exact same thing. He had learned. He grew with the game, just like he has to in today's game.
Well, I'm
LeBron
sorry.
back
I mean,
in
look.
that day where like
LeBron
fouls don't
been
get called as much, he would have been unstoppable.
He would have been a flopping machine
Oh
just
my
like he is
God.
now.
Flopping is the era.
Stevie, you can't tell me you didn't see that highlight the other
But
day. When
flopping
dude come
is-
down and like his hand,
Flopping is
touched
the era, though.
LeBron's
That's
head.
not LeBron.
he
Everyone
acted like he got
flops.
knocked out cold. He looked like he took a Conor McGregor punch.
Everybody.
His hand barely touched him.
Everybody flops these days. That's just part of the era.
crazy.
I hate it. I'm not a fan of it.
Oh no, I know. I'm
But see,
not.
back in the day, if you went up for a
Back in the day,
layup, you were
they'd-
getting hammered.
Back
But
in the
thing
day,
is,
they'd have pulled out
that
a
would only
45.
benefit LeBron. A league where he can hammer people.
He'd get hammered a couple times. He'd be over
Back
on
in
the
the
bench.
day, they pull out the 45.
He'd be
Back in
getting
the
carried.
day.
What
was the dude's name?
He said, I watched the video and the dude said, back in Don Shampoo, went up for a layup. And as he goes up for a layup, the defender pulls out a 45, shoots him twice, hits him once here, once here. He says, Don Shampoo, no flop, finishes the layup, turns around, smacks the defender on the butt, and says, maybe next time you should bring a shotgun.
Yeah.
Nice try.
And the title of it is how 90 players talk about the 90s era of NBA.
This isn't the 90s era. I'm more talking about the 80s era. But 90s was the
80s.
transition.
That's the same.
See,
thing.
the problem in most professional sports nowadays, and I think we could all agree on this, is the sports organizations themselves work too hard to protect the stars. They work way too hard to protect them. I don't think back in the day they protected them as much. So, like, look at the NFL now with a guy slips and falls on the defensive line. He bumps the quarterback's leg.
Roughing the passer
And they
and
call
shit.
roughing the passer or tackling below the knees. It's ridiculous.
Yep.
After that year, about 4 years ago, where Rodgers got hurt, leg got hurt, and then another big star quarterback got hurt. That's when they changed the rules. They're like, we need our stars to play, or people aren't going to watch.
It's their organization. They can do what they want, but I don't like it.
I think people would still watch.
Oh, yeah.
Even with in football, like people are going to watch no matter what.
Yeah, but you don't get some. You get some of the fans that just watch it because they're Tom Brady fans. Say if he gets hurt, then they might not watch. I'm going to watch no matter who plays. 'Cause I love
Yeah,
I love
same here.
football.
Right. And sometimes it's fun to see like the backup go in there and do good. Like
I ain't gonna
sometimes that
lie.
shit is fucking.
I
Look
agree
at
with
Philadelphia a couple
Right.
years ago.
Exactly.
I agree with
I love
Brandon
it.
though.
I
I don't.
love
I love an underdog
I don't
story.
like the new rules. I
Love
like
it.
it takes away all the big hits and
I do like the fact that they do let them celebrate a little bit
Yeah.
more. That's
Oh, yeah.
that
That was way
went,
overdue.
When they went through that 3 or 4 year period where they were the no fun league, that killed me. Like I like seeing touchdown celebrations. I like seeing that kind of stuff.
Why not?
They
let
got a
them
whole
celebrate?
skit ready for as soon as the whole team
I know
got
they
one.
do.
I
They all
love
line
it.
up and row the boat and shit.
Dude,
that
I
shit
love
is a
it.
classic.
Great.
And that little dance everybody was doing this year and shit. I love that shit. That shit got me hyped when I'd see it. I
See,
loved it.
that just goes back to the showing like the pro wrestling fan in me. I love the heel stuff. I love seeing that like in your face. Like I remember this.
talk some shit.
Yeah.
Talk some shit.
That's
dude.
why I wish the NBA would like loosen up on their
Oh my god.
throwing text
Oh,
every
dude.
anytime someone.
Dude.
A player can go like this and they'll call a tag.
Dude.
I mean,
It's
you guys-
Montrezl
you guys-
Harrell yelled out
And then
and
if
one
I-
and got a tech.
And then
You
if
see
I-
where Chris Paul just like threw the ball to the ref and he got a tech for that? Like, come on now.
If I reach out and touch Stevie on the head, I'll get a
The refs are
fucking
so
flagrant,
Flagrant foul?
get a flagrant one because I hit you in the head and I
And
just barely
one.
touch you.
Yeah, Montrezl Harrell literally yelled out and won, and they teched him up for it. I couldn't believe it.
It's
That's kind of funny.
It is kind of funny.
Only in basketball.
I just wish they'd go
The
back.
refs are so
Well,
sensitive.
there's too much gray area in basketball. You know, I mean, the referees can control so much
Oh,
because
dude.
they can make anything a foul.
Anything can happen. Yeah.
and
Well, and
That Ball State game yesterday,
And refs.
that player slipped, dude. Guy didn't even fucking touch him. Standing there like this, the player slipped, and they called a foul. Said, "This is the win of the game." I mean,
refs like to. They got egos like
They-
everybody else. They like to
they're
control the game.
which they're human too, and they have their favorites too, just like anybody else.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why they
It's like wrestling when the ref. It's a close match and the ref calls a stalling call. It's the same thing they do in basketball.
So
as long as
speaking
I don't call two in like 10 seconds.
Yeah, speaking of stalling calls, there's a legendary story with Stevie over here wrestling at the Indiana Folk Style State Finals, and the entire referee staff and security staff had to come and almost escort our father, Steve Gonzalez, out of the building. Stevie got called for stalling after the belt. Was that Paul Beck you were
Paul
wrestling? Okay, yeah. Paul Beck was a solid wrestler in his own right, but
little bitch.
Stevie,
oh bitch ass.
Stevie,
No, I'm just kidding. I don't even know who dude is.
So Stevie gets called for stalling for a second time after the buzzer rings in the third period to send it into overtime. Dad's out there, yeah, this is BS. This is bullshit. Blah, blah.
yeah.
So Floyd Friesel, who was the head referee at
God,
the time,
Floyd.
he comes running out there.
Fucking
Steve,
Floyd.
calm down, and blah blah blah. And of course, there's like 4 referees behind him and like 2 security people there.
Fucking Floyd.
Dad looks at Floyd and just says, "Floyd, I tell you this, I'm gonna let it go. But if my son loses this match, you're gonna need all this fucking security here."
Hell
Fortunately, Stevie took him down in like 7 seconds and won the match in overtime. But you could just see the look on Floyd's face. He went from pale, the color come back in his skin. He's like, "Oh, thank God."
Thank God. Dad was going to flip out, dude. He was going to lose his mind in that place.
It was the worst thing. How could you call a wrestler for stalling after the buzzer ring?
And I know Paul Beck stalled like the whole fucking second period and fucking he didn't get no stalling calls.
Rode you out with the
Yeah.
legs in, didn't try nothing.
Didn't try
You ride
anything.
him out and you get called for stalling 3 times.
3 times
That's ridiculous. But it is what it was. You know, you won at the
at
time.
the end of the day.
Yeah,
And
but-
I came off that match with fucking pinch marks because Paul Beck was a dirty wrestler, dude.
Oh, yeah.
And I was bleeding. I had
said
pinch
it,
marks. I had scabs and
It's
shit.
part of the game, brother.
He'd be grabbing my junk and fucking squeezing it and shit, dude. Dude, it was. Paul Beck was that type of wrestler.
It's
too.
Mishawaka. Though. It's just no offense to all Mishawaka wrestlers. I'm not saying you're all like this, but when I wrestled, Mishawaka was known for being dirty, checking oil, grabbing balls, all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, that was.
Yorktown was dirty there for a while.
Yorktown was dirtier than hell.
Oh yeah.
But I say this.
But nobody was dirtier than them boys from Delta.
Hey, whoa, whoa, I'm just kidding. But no. Like in defense.
Now them guys from Southside, they were stand-up wrestlers. They just went out there and beat you. Straight up, just dominated you.
Beat you and stole your wallet right after.
Right after they'd steal your wallet,
I have to say,
they would
I have
take
to
your
say,
girl.
I gotta
I mean-
agree with Matt on this one. Hey, get your
Sorry
ass
for
over
the
here and lay
dog.
down.
He hit the camera a couple times.
Yeah, bounce around.
think
all
we're
good.
good.
We're good.
We're good.
All right.
But
He
yeah,
trying to get out.
Yorktown, every Yorktown wrestler I ever wrestled
Scoop 'em up,
was
Chris.
fairly clean.
Every Yorktown
There
wrestler?
was one I won't mention by name because he's a lawyer and I don't want to get sued. But he was kind of a dirty wrestler.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
But he's a lawyer. I don't want to get sued. You know, but I'll leave it at that. But was it Andrew Gould? He's a chiropractor now. Good guy, great competitor. Wasn't a dirty wrestler. Great
Yeah,
wrestler.
it wasn't their whole team.
Yeah, was not
No.
the whole team. Just clarify. But they were known to pull some tactics.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, I got a question for you. Is IU basketball dead? We live in Indiana. We're supposed to be the basketball
Dead.
like the basketball state, dude. And IU can't hit a fucking free throw.
And
5 for 16 at the free throw line.
some people, I don't like how they blame the
Maybe it was
coach
6
for that.
15.
Like, you can't blame the whole coach for 10 minutes. A guy can't make a shot. That's not the coach's fault. That's the players, right? You got to make a shot. No, now don't get me wrong. Like, coach has some, but
I would
for
agree.
10 minutes,
I'd agree with you.
you
if it
have
was-
to hit. I mean, free throws.
I'd agree with you if it was just that game, but this has been for
Right.
2 fucking seasons,
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
and they
got to
get
get
no
rid of him.
better. I mean, it can be the players, but it can also be. The
It's a
coach.
little bit of both. It is.
I think it's a little more the coach than the players.
I think it's a combination of both. I agree with Matt. I think I would split it 50-50 down the middle, but I also think it might be a little bit more the coach. Maybe that's why the players aren't performing at their best.
And that could be
You
it.
got to get the players to the spots that they're comfortable taking shots from. You know what I mean? You got to run your offense for them, try to get them to their spot. I watched last night. There was multiple possessions that Jackson Davis didn't even touch the ball. He's your best player.
Right. You got to hold the players accountable. At the end of the day, if you got to jump their ass, you got to jump their ass. I mean, I hope he is, but I don't think Indiana basketball is dead.
And when Indiana basketball was thriving, what coach would get in your ass?
Bobby Knight.
Bobby Knight would get in your ass.
Exactly.
And what did we do? We won championships because he got in your ass and let you know and held you accountable.
When
Now-
you can win a championship or get close to it at West Point, you're a great coach. Bottom line. But he came to IU, won titles.
Got in a little bit of trouble.
Got in a little trouble, but hey, we were winning.
Then he went to but then he left IU and went to Texas Tech, and he had them. He turned them into a
competing.
team that made the tournament every year. And look at him now.
I know Texas Tech is pretty good this year.
He's the reason that he flipped that program.
Exactly.
Did they beat Texas yesterday? I know they were up at halftime.
I think they ended up losing.
Did they?
If I remember right, I heard that Texas Tech lost yesterday.
Okay.
And then this is the first time in 24 years that Duke isn't going to make the NCAA tournament.
No excuses.
They were playing good, but supposedly they got kicked out they couldn't play because of COVID reasons. But dude, they were playing good in the tournament. Like they were blowing teams out in the tournament. So I don't know, man. I think they were going to win their tournament. Well, I don't know, but they were playing good
this year. I don't
especially
really
since
like too much
Virginia's
of
going.
the way the NCAA is going. There's just too many.
It's a weird
cases
year.
out. Like this is a weird. Yeah.
Oh
weird
yeah, it's gonna be hard to predict the March Madness bracket.
Yeah, one
It's
team
gonna be
gets
super
COVID,
hard.
and then they played against another
That comes
team,
out
and
Sunday,
they're both
right?
Gone.
Yep.
Sunday.
Yeah. I use out. And Duke's
Yeah,
out.
it's dead this year. But now, don't get me wrong.
They'll be lucky to make the NIT.
I feel like we can change. We can turn things around though.
It's not. Yeah,
I hope
it's
so.
Not,
I'm still an IU fan. I'm just to the point that I'm ready for a new coach.
it's tough. I've been fighting the urge to move to Purdue.
I mean, it's 50-50.
Yeah.
It's 50-50, but
Purdue's playing
he
good.
recruits the players. So
Exactly, he does. And you got
It's
to
not like,
you
you know
got
what
to
I mean?
you got to get your players involved.
it's
You got to
not like
you got to give them the energy too to
Yeah.
go out there and play.
it's not like in the pros where you got to deal with whoever they sign in college. Hell, you're recruiting your players, so if you don't have the talent, it's your fault. It ain't nobody else's.
I mean,
Other than Indiana ain't won for a while, so it's hard to get the bigger name guys.
I feel like
But they were building up this damn Landers. They were building up. He came out a year early. He's supposed to be a high school senior, and he played for him this year. And then last two games, didn't get no playing time. He wasn't ready to move up.
Right.
They should have waited until next year to play with Davis because dude was like a top 5-star recruit and everything, but he didn't have a very good first year. But I think it was because you're a high school kid still. Your body ain't.
Yeah.
Yep.
You
Body ain't developed fully. You're playing
years.
against 21, 22-year-olds. It's different.
Yeah.
One thing that is going to help though is that everybody that we do have is going to get to play an extra year. So
Yeah.
help the team at least build a little bit of chemistry. Hopefully they can come back next year, and
Just need to get off to a good start.
that's all they need to.
I
Get
wonder-
off to a good start.
I wonder,
and keep
with
rolling.
giving everybody an extra year, how much that messes up scholarships for the incoming players because they're expecting them guys to be gone and they're kind of replacing them. Now you have.
There could be some trouble there.
These colleges have so much money. It's not even.
But
funny.
maybe-
they don't.
Well, not,
I'm hoping
yeah, not just
when they
money,
bring-
but like the player that's playing, this guy recruited to come in and play.
Well, I hope when
And
them
now
guys come in
you
that
got
they're
set behind
recruiting,
them.
it kind of puts a fire under their ass.
Hopefully.
Like, oh, I
Lose your start.
better play because
We're starting to become a football school.
I know.
exactly.
I'm
You got
happy
players.
about our
We need
You got
a
players
we
that
need a
come out
basketball
there
coach.
wanna-
We need a basketball coach that's like our football.
Exactly.
Coach.
You got players that are sitting there like begging other players
You're
from
telling
other
them
people.
best coach
You
in
want to
college
come? You want to
football.
come play over here? Like you don't have motherfuckers doing that with the basketball coach.
Right.
You don't have that
We need
connection to the players where they're like, yeah, you want to come play for this coach.
Well, when he talks to the players on the sideline, it's just like they're kind of spaced out.
Yeah.
I mean,
They don't respect
There
him.
ain't a good connection there. I don't
There's
think.
not.
I love our football coach though.
Oh yeah, our
Oh, yeah.
IU football coach. That dude's
Now,
good.
correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't he from Newcastle, or he's from somewhere in Indiana? I thought it was
I
Newcastle.
think it.
I
I
might
think
be
it was.
wrong.
I think it is Newcastle.
Okay, I think he is from Newcastle. He used
Hell
to coach
yeah.
there way back in the day.
His
or
dad.
helped.
His dad coached.
His
there,
dad.
too.
That's right. His dad helped coach Newcastle.
His dad was a coach.
Okay. Yeah,
That's pretty fucking
East
cool.
Central Indiana guy right there,
Hell yeah.
like Casey Kinney.
Casey Kitty.
Hey, shout out to Casey Kinney, man.
You know, as talked about last week, Indiana MMA's come a long way. I think the last one before Kenny was probably Matt Jaggers or Jason Gilliam, maybe when Gilliam was still. I think Gilliam kind of got into UFC. He got on like a poopy 9-0 record, but yeah, it's nothing against Jason. I like Jason, but he kind of just went 9-0, and their UFC was desperate to sign people.
Yeah.
They got him, and
He fought 2 fights.
He fought Jamie Varner and Chris Lytle.
Yeah.
I mean, what a draw! I mean, looking back though, that's tough. That's a tough first 2 fights.
Did he win?
No.
And Lytle lives in Indianapolis.
Yeah, Lytle was a solid wrestler, and I think he finished 3rd or 4th at state a couple times, and solid. He wrestled when Ryan wrestled.
He was
My brother Ryan wrestled.
He was the assistant coach there when at New Palestine with Chad Red.
Yeah,
Oh, hell yeah.
he wrestled for Southport.
Okay.
Southport, yeah.
I still remember when we went and watched Chad Red State, like his senior year.
Hey, Chad.
That was a great
Chad
match.
Red versus Nick Lee.
Dude, that was like one of the
Great
greatest
match.
That's
matches.
the greatest match I've ever seen in person.
That's what I'm saying.
Might get a chance to see a rematch of it next weekend.
Yep.
They're wrestling.
Next weekend is the NCAA
Awesome.
tournament.
Yep.
Catch us live on that one, guys.
Well,
We'll be live during that.
actually, before, I guess around the same time, Chris Lytle, John Fitch went to
Yep.
Fort Wayne Carroll High School. He fought for the title once
Yeah,
or twice.
he had a good.
Yeah, real good career. Went like what did he go like 15-3 or something, 15-2 in the UFC, 15-3.
And Darren Elkins.
Darren
Yeah,
Elkins.
Darren Elkins.
I
He's
love-
a tear Brandon's
all these-
ass
all
up.
these dudes that beat me.
I love watching Derek Elkins fight. Dude.
He's a great
'Cause
fighter.
He'll take a fucking beating and then all of a sudden just turn it on and start and win the fight.
Yeah,
He's tough, man. That dude is. He
He's
has no
he's
quit
no
in
quit,
him.
no quit.
That one fight, dude, his face was just nothing
Against
but blood.
and
he ended up winning it.
It was Mersad Bektik.
Yep,
yeah,
yeah.
he fought. Yeah,
He got beat. He got his ass beat for two rounds and about 4 minutes of the other round.
and
the last round.
even with Elkins around the same time, Matt Jaggers fought on the Ultimate Fighter. In first round, he drew T.J. Dillashaw.
Oh God.
Could you imagine, like looking
Yeah.
back now, how
find
bad
it-
of a first round draw was that?
And like you said,
Insane.
Gillum, his
Yeah.
2 fights were tougher.
Oh, I
now that
know.
You look back now.
It's crazy. But T.J. Dillashaw, you get, and revisionist history. Look at that draw. You literally draw one of the top guys at 135.
I seen Jaggers at the casino like a
What
week or
happened
two
to
ago.
T.J. Dillashaw? He ain't
He-
fought for a long time.
He tested positive for
Oh,
EPO and got suspended for 2 years. And then this guy's coming out talking about he wants an immediate title shot. Dude, you just got knocked out by Henry Cejudo going down a weight class and then tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs. You don't deserve no title shot. Coming off a knockout loss and a 2-year suspension? No.
You think Cejudo's gonna come out of retirement?
Oh, yeah.
I do too.
oh yeah,
He's coming out of retirement.
he's going to fight again.
Yeah, he's just looking for the right fight.
Yeah. I agree with him 100%. But my thing is with Cejudo, he's got a lot of money.
He's
And-
he's not under contract right now, is he?
No, but
I can
he's-
see him trying to put on a fight himself where he ain't going through the
I
UFC,
think
so he makes more money.
I think he might still have a couple fights left on his contract because UFC don't mess around with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But Cejudo is so good and so
Oh,
talented.
he's so good.
But like the thing is, the way this dude can wrestle and the way his striking improved, he started knocking people out toward in his career. I can't believe he retired. I know he wanted a big money fight and all this stuff, but you just politics, them lighter weight classes. You ain't gonna make the money the heavier guys are making. It's just never gonna happen.
He was like the youngest youngest to ever win the Olympics.
Yeah, 21 years old.
Dude, a guy like Cejudo, man.
He
that
didn't wrestle in
his-
college. He went straight to the Olympic Training Center
Yeah.
from high school.
That's a different type of work ethic to be like to dominate UFC, being an Olympic champion in wrestling. Like
Yeah.
that's just another level, dude.
And dude, and the thing I respect about him, especially him and Amanda Nunes both, they went up, they won weight classes or won titles in 2 different weight classes and actually defended the belts in both weight classes. Conor McGregor won 2 belts, but he never defended either one of them. And that always bothered me a little bit. Cormier defended both of his, Nunes and Cejudo. They actually defended belts in 2 different weight classes. Randy Couture kind of did it, but he wasn't a double champ at the same time. So,
Nunes is unbeatable, dude.
oh god,
She's unbeatable.
monster.
She's unbeatable. dude.
Stevie
Like,
said last week, was that even a fight?
yeah, I don't even know if that was like she was fighting a dummy or something. I don't even know, dude. Like,
You remember the wrestling dummies?
Yeah, it's like she was beating up on the dummy. Like,
It's funny you say that because I just saw where she's not even Anderson's not even under contract
Yeah,
no more.
they
at the
released
UFC.
her.
Yeah, she got beat.
They
released
cut her. Yeah.
It's probably because she come out there and was like all friends with her, looking at the kid like, "Hey, look, I just whipped your ass, but here, look, check out my kid."
yeah, I know.
Something had to happen behind the scenes that they're not leaking out for her just to get released like that.
I think you take a beating like that in a weight class that isn't established yet, and you take that kind of beating, you ain't getting no rematch anytime soon. And she can't make 135 like a lot of the 145 pounders
She's
can.
big.
Yeah,
She's
big girl.
Yeah.
I want to, and plus I want to see somebody like, I want to see some tension between the fighters. I don't want to see buddy when you, oh, good match, shaking. Screw all that.
Well, after it's over, I don't care if they like pack gloves or something.
Yeah, but not
whatever.
before
Go
the
take
fight.
that behind the stage or something. You want to do all that buddy stuff. I want to see action.
Yeah,
That's
before
what
the fight.
that's what we pay for the fights for, to see the action.
I wish there was a lot more showmanship in the UFC. Like Chael really brought it out first.
Chael was
Conor
the
brought it
first.
out, and then it was kind of like I
Diaz
like seeing,
brothers.
Yeah, because it's just like I said, we all want to see the show. We want to see the spectacle. We want to see everything. And I embrace that heel role. Stevie is good at the heel role. If he would have embraced it more. The only time I ever seen Stevie be heel, Stevie was like a manager. He was like a Jim Cornette. I remember this time I was wrestling at Nationals, and I was an overperformer at Nationals, and I was wrestling in the semifinals of the Folk Style National Tournament. And Chris and Tony gave Stevie shit all day about
wasn't
Stevie
my fault.
about Stevie being the state champion, but Brandon's going to be a national champion.
Well, Stevie used to always talk that what did he win? Like 3 or 4 state
3, I
championships
think,
already?
yeah.
And Brandon never won one. So Stevie would talk a lot of crap.
I was like 9.
Yeah, he was 9. We're at Wendy's, and my dad was laying it on Stevie, going, "You're a state champion, but Brandon's going to be a world champion." So we
Pissed
get
you
They're
off,
taking
didn't it?
advantage of
Yeah,
it.
you said,
10,
"What's up,
12,
Brandon?
10,
Oh, dude,
11-year-old.
You should have saw this dude. We leave Wendy's and get back to Ford Field.
Brandon, I'll show you, world champ.
Dude ran down the stairs, gets to the side of the mat, and pointing at their dad, saying, "Who's your world champion now? Who's your world champion now?" It ain't Brandon.
So to put this into context, I'm wrestling in the semifinals match when they get back, and this dude is putting a beating on me.
yeah.
He was tougher than hell. Some kid from Missouri.
Yeah, Missouri.
And he was putting a beating on me. And Stevie's jumping up and down on the side of the mat. "Who's your world champion now? Who's your world champion?"
It ain't Brandon.
And my dad goes nuts, yells at Stevie, tells him, he goes, anyway, they find out later.
Yeah, my
what
dad
really
had to go over there
happened.
and tell Steve that it was his fault.
But just another way to put this into context, how tough of a weight class this was. Matt Coughlin, who was a 2-time state champion and a 2-time runner-up in Indiana, got 6th at that weight class, and I finished in 3rd place. So it was a tough weight class, and that dude from Missouri, he did put it on me, though.
he put it on
There
that
was
dude.
a lot of people
He
in
put it
that
on the
weight
dude in the
class, too.
Oh,
finals,
yeah,
too.
he pinned the dude in the finals in a minute. Like, he was tough. So,
Didn't you have to wrestle that big muscled up dude for third
Shit,
and
what the
fourth?
hell?
yeah, the
to
dude
me.
from Illinois, yeah.
I remember the dude you wrestled, that Bruce. Dude, that dude was muscled up.
Oh, at state.
Oh, yeah.
At high school state, dude. That
Yeah.
motherfucker was huge, bro. Brandon beat him, though.
I thought he was in 152. I was
Yeah.
weighing in at 135.
Brandon's like, this the motherfucker I gotta wrestle? This big ass motherfucker.
Dude, I remember when I was in like 7th grade and I had to wrestle a dude at like 145. And he come out and he was like, I'm looking up to him. I'm like, oh shit, this is the dude I gotta wrestle for real.
You're thinking this.
I could have
this isn't
swore this
gonna
dude
end
was
well.
like a sophomore or junior in high school. I'm like, there ain't no way this dude's in 7th, 8th grade. There ain't no way.
Oh, God.
Fucking like 6'2", and I'm like, there's no way he's 140 pounds. Like I'm a short little chubby kid, I was like 140 pounds, 150 pounds at that time, and I was like, there's just no way.
No fucking way. He probably fucking cheated in his weigh-ins or some shit. A lot of people did that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember going to middle school state that one year, and a kid, not mentioning any names, he wrestled in a dual meet against Delta Middle School back when Chris and I was coaching there. And the kid wrestled 105 pounds in the dual meet. He gets weighed in at 106.2. 4 days later, the kid weighs in at 95 pounds and wrestles 95. Now, weighing 105 pounds, losing 10 pounds, that's
Yeah.
10% of your weight, being, what was he, probably 13 years old?
You're
No.
not doing that.
No.
You're not doing that.
Especially in a middle school dual tournament, you're weighing in at 106.2, and then you're going weighing 95 pounds. No. And his cheeks weren't even sunk in. Like, dude didn't lose that much weight.
No.
But, yeah, it's some shady stuff.
There was a lot of that going on. A lot of that.
And a bunch of rumors that looks like Russell Wilson's going to be going to the Bears.
What? It's a rumor, or is that like a source?
Well, actually, not really a rumor, more of a source. Colin Cowherd, he's always connected, and he said that he's hearing that it's real close to being done.
Really?
is what he was saying on his show today.
Man, the Bears
Well,
will
the
be
Bears,
tough.
He
with
said-
Russell
they're gonna be
Wilson.
tough.
He was talking like
that's
They had
huge for
a
the Bears.
great.
he was
defense
talking like
last
the
year,
Bears was
so-
he was talking like the Bears was going to give up like 4 or 5 picks or something.
Oh, I wouldn't give up 4 or 5 picks.
yeah.
They're probably
I don't
giving up.
They're
I don't
gonna do
know.
anything
They're probably
they
giving
can.
up two or three first rounders, and then probably throwing in some second round picks and stuff.
There for a minute, they said they were going to run with who? Nick Foles.
Yeah, they
Oh,
were gonna.
no.
And I'm like,
they were
why-
gonna run with Foles, and I think Trubisky is the guy. If they don't get Russell Wilson,
Yeah,
I think Trubisky could be decent if he got with
too.
a coach that fit him. I think he's in a bad system for him.
I mean, what did they go with just Trubisky last year? I mean, they had a decent record with just
Well,
Trubisky.
and
They
they won't-
started having success.
and,
Yeah.
and that coach refuses to run the ball.
Well, they started out like 4-0 or something, 5-0.
They were 5-1 at one time.
Yeah, and that was with Trubisky, and then he messed up one game, and they put Foles in.
They said, "Get the
And
fuck
then they
out
kept
here."
losing. Then Trubisky came back in, and they won.
Yeah.
And I was like,
That sounds like some Colts coaching.
I know. Colts should have been.
Oh man,
Colts coaching.
that was
I
terrible.
like when he does some.
That was terrible in
Some
that
fourth
playoff
down,
game.
but like, there's some things you just gotta.
you
You
gotta
can't be that aggressive
Bro,
all the time.
you gotta
There's
have-
sometimes you gotta.
If it's the first
gotta have a
half
feel for how
and
the game's
you're
going.
4th and 1 on the 30-yard line, you kick a fucking
You
field
kick
goal.
a
you
fucking
gotta have a
field
feel
goal.
for how the game's going. Each game
Yeah.
has a different feel to a different.
He
feel
thinks
to
you
the
can
pace.
just go out there every fourth down.
You can't
and
treat
damn
every
near
game-
Take too many risks.
convert, and that's not going to
You
happen.
can't treat
single
every game
time.
the same. That play,
No.
we should have won that playoff game against the Bills.
Yes, we
Yeah,
should.
we
We should have.
Yep.
Like I said, if they kicked that field goal, the game's tied. I think they missed 2 field goals.
Well, they missed an extra point
They missed the extra point
and a field goal.
and a field goal.
Well,
they kicked
that's
that
the
field
game.
goal, they win.
Like, don't get me
Hit-
wrong.
hit
We was
that
what?
extra point.
What was we like 50-some yards at the end when he tried to go for it? It was like 54 or 56
I thought it was
yards.
at the 47-yard line. But
So
are you
it'd
talking
been-
about the field goal, or are you talking
No,
about
at the
them
very
going
end
for
where
the
he went for
fourth
the
down?
fourth down.
Yeah.
At the very end, and we could have kicked a field goal. I felt like.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. I know dude just missed one, but you got to put trust in the kicker
Especially
and go.
considering how well he had done the whole season.
Exactly.
Right.
He
You know,
missed.
you can't base it
Yeah,
on
he had
what
a-
just happened earlier that game.
He had a heck of a rookie season.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
I thought he
Oh,
looked good.
Rodrigo.
I know, dude.
Yeah.
Dude
See,
doesn't look like a. It's just
Specs.
yeah.
Hey,
Specs.
call him
It's
whatever
crazy
you want.
guys like that can be in the NFL. You know.
You know, it's good for us because how often do you hear people with a Hispanic last name being in the NFL? Got to root for him.
Got to root for it. Tony Gonzalez. Shout out to Tony Gonzalez. Representing.
Except I think he spells his with a Z,
I
doesn't
think
he?
he does.
Yeah.
Spells his with a Z.
Like most Gonzaleses do. We're the exception, not the rule.
Yeah.
There's a couple in the Major League Baseball that are S's.
Oh yeah, but we got the advantage in Major League Baseball. So
I know. We're on top. We're on top somewhere, baby.
soccer and baseball, we'll stick to it.
Yep.
Even boxing a little bit too.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
What do you guys think about Karis LeVert coming back?
Oh.
Oh, I'm excited.
How
I think
excited you guys about that?
I think that's gonna make the Pacers a lot better.
A lot
do
better.
too.
Now we need Warren back.
like new
Is he gonna be
life.
back this year?
From what I was hearing, is he was still kind of walking around in a boot. That's what I think.
That's what I heard about a week
And
ago.
I heard it's unlikely he's coming back this year.
We'd have to make a deep playoff run, like
But
probably
even
even third round, maybe even close to the finals before we'd get him back. But I wouldn't even bring him back if you're that late in the.
Yeah, even
You don't
even
have
with
nothing under your legs to actually like.
That's if they can make
Yeah.
the playoffs.
I think they'll make the playoffs.
They should.
Oh yeah.
Well, are they doing the 7 through?
Yeah, they're doing that
through
playing.
10?
Yeah, they're not playing.
And the Pacers record ain't showing how good they are right now.
No.
And
They've been
it's-
playing bad.
that new coach is still getting a feel for what he has, and now we're getting
I hope he
Levert
can-
back, dude. That could be 20 points, another 20 points a game.
See,
I
I
think-
think I do think he is a good coach. I don't think.
and Levert can create for himself too.
But I
we
think-
need somebody right
I think
now.
within the next year or so, he'll get his little. Because you got to think of him like a rookie too. Because this is the first time he's ever head coached. He's a rookie head coach, so just like a rookie,
Yeah.
he's going to make dumb mistakes, and he'll pick up on that. Because I like the way he actually coaches. I like that we shoot a lot more threes. Defense is pretty similar. We play pretty good defense still, so I like the way it's going. But
Pacers are a defensive team.
Mhm.
They always
we
have
always
been.
have been.
I think Levert's going to help a lot.
But
I think Levert's going to go off.
I think we bring back LeVert, get back Warren. You had two guys that are, that right there, you're missing 40 points a game almost. Because
Yeah.
then both them guys are scoring almost 20 a game.
And you're getting two guys that can create for themselves.
How many games have we lost this year where it's been a handful of points?
Right.
We're in it. We're just in about every game. There's only been a handful that we've been blown out.
Yeah.
Probably less than 5 that we've been blown out. Rest of them we've been in.
The Hawks are 3-0 since Nate McMillan took over as head coach.
See, Nate McMillan, he's not a bad coach, but
I think the Pacers got rid of Nate McMillan for one reason, because they were going at that time thought they were going to keep Oladipo, and I guess I'd heard Oladipo and McMillan wasn't getting along.
and that could have been the
So
whole problem.
I think they chose Oladipo over McMillan, and then Oladipo was still doing this shit, and they got him out of there too.
Now I will say, like,
I'm
I
happy
hope-
we
I
got
hope-
rid of him.
I hope
Same here.
I ain't
they
gonna
said
lie. I
he
kind of
was-
like that we got rid of him, but I ain't gonna lie. He was playing damn good beginning of the season. I thought he was playing great until we traded him.
My problem.
I don't know what he's really doing over in Houston. I haven't even watched. I ain't even cared. But
Yeah.
I did think
Not great.
until we traded him, he's being a solid role player. is what
I
he
was a
being.
fan of his until in the bubble he was going to other teams telling
I
them,
know.
Get
Yeah,
me,
exactly.
get me
I don't
over here
like
with
that.
you. And after that, I was like, I'm out.
Yeah, I don't like that kind of stuff. In the
Especially
NBA. You hear
when
about
you-
that too
You
much
can't
in
come.
the NBA.
You can't come in here and say this is my city,
Yeah, right.
And then going to the games. Well, get me over here. I want to. That's
Exactly.
Bull,
He
that's
still
bullshit.
wants to
Exactly.
go to Miami.
Either it's your city or it's not. And then he gets traded to Houston and he's whining. I just want to be at a place that believes in me. Fuck.
We believed in you.
Yeah.
We believed in you, man. We were behind you.
We were
When
behind you.
stabbed
And
us.
then I don't find it as disrespect when the Pacers go at you for 4 years, $80 million. You was already making 82, and you're coming off an injury, and even that before the injury, you weren't looking too sharp. That's not disrespect. That's just like you got to go with the team on that. If you want to win a championship, everybody gonna have to chip in, and you can't just think just because you're the star you're gonna make a bunch of money. That's not the way it is. You got to produce.
All right, say Warren gets healthy. They have Warren next year and they have everybody else they have right now. Do you think they can compete for a championship?
I really think what we're missing is a power forward, and I'd really like to see him go after PJ Tucker.
Yeah, he's.
Because I hear he's going to
PJ
be
Tucker?
on. Yes, he's going to be on the move, and I
Oh yeah, the Rockets announced last night he's not going to play no more.
yeah,
for
they're
him.
thinking
So
about
they're-
trading him, and
they'll-
I honestly think if we was to go get
Well,
PJ Tucker,
they're going to
PJ
trade or
Tucker's
they're
averaging
either going to
12
trade or
points a
release
game.
him.
no, I'm not using him for points.
He's a hell of a defense.
He's a hell of a defense player.
And
You don't have two big guys. I'd really like
He's
to
one
move.
of them. He's your like physical guy. He's-
Exactly. I'd like to move Turner to the bench and come off behind Domas because I feel like he can plug in there. He'll demolish them second string, centers, and that's where he'll flourish. The way where Sabonis used to flourish last year or the years prior, and that's where Turner's going to flourish. I feel like we'll still be able to keep him. He can space the floor. He's going to come in when you need him for defense, and Sabonis will still be there for the offense.
Tucker can knock down some corner threes.
Mhm. He's good defense.
He used to be able to.
I'm kind of with Stevie on this one. It's just so hard, especially when you talk about people being physical player and being a defensive advantage. It's good to be a defensive advantage, but with the way they give fouls out nowadays, that's not necessarily
In
advantage. You got to
this day's
shoot.
NBA, having one guy like PJ Tucker, I mean, it's not good. I mean, I don't know.
To me, he's PJ Tucker's like the Draymond Green of the team. He's gonna come out there and give you energy. He kind of gets fired up. He likes to play good hard defense, and he don't make a lot of sloppy moves. He's a good
But
role player.
He's not Draymond Green though.
No, he's not Draymond Green. He ain't making the passes and the playmaking.
Draymond is.
But we need some. You got Turner in there, and basically all you're using him is for a defensive anchor.
Dude's tough on defense.
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
He protects the rim.
He's tough on defense.
So that's what I'm saying.
What you think, Steve? You think they can compete for a championship with what they have, or you think they're still missing their piece?
It's just hard with the Nets. The Nets playing as good as they're playing. I don't know, man.
They're not as deep as the Pacers, though.
They're not as deep as the Pacers. That's the thing that helps the Pacers is their debt. And
But can we keep up scoring wise with like
Right.
Brooklyn?
They're averaging what 105
We gotta hope.
points a game or so.
We gotta hope we gotta play. We gotta play good defense to beat them.
I think when LeVert
Can't turn the
and
ball
Warren
over.
come
That's
back-
what the games we've lost have been because of turnovers.
I think we're one of the better teams in the East. Like I think that with fully healthy, we're top 3 team in the East. So I mean, I think they could compete. I just don't know if they can get over the hump as far as beating Brooklyn.
Even next year, I think the Pacers would be a top 4 team in the East.
They need a Bradley Beal.
Nah, we don't really.
They need a
we
Bradley
need
Beal.
We just need LeVert and Warren back. I think they're pretty consistent scoring guys. Those guys are not. They're like a Bill, but it's not.
You need to go get Klay Thompson.
Yeah, we need a guy that can take over.
Give us Klay Thompson.
That's all we need.
That was what was the one
Give
thing.
us a Klay Thompson.
Yeah, I'll fucking take Klay Thompson any day of the week. But we need a guy that can close out games. We don't have the star finisher. We have guys that can score each 20 points a game, but we don't have a guy that takes over at the end. That's why
You don't think LeVert can do that? Look what he was doing when KD and all them weren't there. The dude was throwing up.
I know.
Exactly. And that's why I feel like that's our closing dude.
I think Warren could be a guy like that, too.
Exactly. Look at the way he did.
Because he can create for himself.
Exactly. The dude makes awkward shots. He makes them look easy.
I think we have dudes that have.
But
potential.
I do agree. I think we need another. I think a forward that can score some.
Mm-hmm.
We need a closer.
We really need somebody kind of super athletic, like a. We need like a. I don't want to go after him, but we need like a Paul George person right now. Someone that can kind of play that 4-3, and it's athletic, shoot some threes.
McDermott's been playing good for us.
McDermott has been playing good.
He's been playing a lot better.
You see what they said about his steals? He's got the most steals, but like he's got the most steals of anybody in the league. But
McDermott or McConnell?
McConnell. That's what I'm going to say. McConnell.
Yeah, he had 10 steals in one game.
Yeah. He's got more steals.
Broke the NBA record.
Wow.
He's number 1 in steals, but is 131st in time played in the game. 131st in the league. Doesn't even play very many minutes
So
and has the most.
Why the hell are they doing that?
He's great coming off the bench and providing
He's a good spark
He
player.
gives
He's
us
not
energy off the bench for sure.
Yeah, he had 10 steals and 9 in the first half the other night.
Now, yeah, he's a good spark. I don't think he's the come in. Brogdon is he's a good, consistent guy. You know what you're going to get out of him. He's level-headed. He's not going to get too fancy or get sloppy. He's like Thaddeus. I loved when we had Thad.
Well, they call him the professor.
I
love Thad.
But
He was so consistent.
We should have never got rid of that.
That's what
We
I'm
should have
saying.
never got rid of Bogon, and we should have never got rid of Thad. Because, dude,
When we got rid of Thad,
we should have kept Bogdanovich, dude.
Bogon's good, dude.
We should have kept Bogdanovich, man. I don't know why the fuck we got rid of him. In today's NBA, you need a fucking Bogdanovich.
It's because we wouldn't pay him the money that Utah would,
Right.
and that was because
what I was about.
they were trying to hold their money because they thought Oladipo is going to be our guy, and look what he did to us.
Yep.
If you kept Bogey there, because everybody considered him a 3-point shooter, but
he can attack.
he can attack the rim.
Yeah, he can
Just
get to the
same way
fucking rim.
He's good off
McDermott,
the
same
rim.
way. McDermott.
Oh yeah.
Oh, look at most of his points. They're back cuts. They're not threes. But everybody considers him a 3.
Slashing to the rim.
Mm-hmm.
He gets a lot of slashing to the rim off that pick and roll.
There for a minute, he had more dunks than anybody on the team. He was a 3-point shooter.
I know. That's like a new part of his game.
Love it.
And he's so long that he can get over people and get it.
He don't even have to be quick. If he gets one step, that's all he really needs because he's got so much length that he can.
Aaron Holiday might end up being the odd guy out. He's probably going to lose some playing time. I think Justin's better.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
dude. Justin can flat out shoot the ball, dude.
He can fucking shoot, man.
I think Edmund Sumner. His only problem is he ain't got the confidence.
I don't think he gets enough playing time.
I don't think he gets enough playing because when he does get kind of like you can see him. He gets in these little spurts, and then the coach pulls him. Every coach has pulled him, and I don't understand
He
why.
gets a little reckless sometimes, though.
And Lamb, I don't think Lamb gets enough playing time.
I like Lamb.
He can score.
It's like Stevie's bet that time when you needed a guy to score 16 points, and he scored 14, and they
didn't play
sat
the
him.
fourth quarter.
They sat him the whole fourth quarter.
On a $25 bet, I'd have won 1,000 if Joe Harris scored 2 more points.
Refs
and he didn't play the whole
spread.
fourth quarter.
I think I was on the phone with Stevie that night.
I didn't understand it at all. I didn't understand it
He
at all.
said, "Why didn't he play? What the fuck is going on?"
There was no reason.
Oh, he was
refs
bad.
got to cover the spread. DraftKings called it in.
Steve Nash must have had a bet on him on the under or something.
Something.
I don't fucking know. It was weird as fuck though.
That's the one reason why I don't like this DraftKings and FanDuel, because you know that there's
You know they gotta be
somebody's
talking to
got
them
some
or
money on
something.
something.
Well, there's I think
Even if it's a
100%
family member or something, it's got
family members of these players and shit, like college and
Hey, bro,
NBA.
Bro, I'm hurt. I can't score no more.
Don't play this game.
Bet put 20,000 on me to under 14 and a half. I'll
I
make
got
sure I don't
20,000
get
against
14.
you guys. 20,000 against you guys. Just blow the game.
Right? How easy would that be?
I mean,
Yeah. And it's true. And I think even more so, not just the players, because they got the money. Like, if their family needs money, they just give money. I think it's the referees.
the referees too.
The
for sure.
referees, like, I was watching a mob documentary, and they were talking about how easy it is to get referees to, technical foul a guy out of a game.
Oh,
or
yeah.
get the foul limit to kind of help cover the spread a little bit and affect the outcome. They were talking about, it's Christmas time. This referee doesn't get paid a whole lot. They need some money for presents for their kids, so they...
I had a bet on Phoenix Suns, and Devin Booker was playing. They were playing the Lakers, and Devin Booker gets 2 technicals back to back. Boom, boom. I'm like, this is fucking rigged, dude.
Yeah.
And I cashed out on my bet, and the Suns end up winning anyways without Devin Booker.
There you
But
go.
I've still made some money because they were ahead at the time.
you think the Suns can beat the Pacers with LeVert coming back?
Oh yeah,
Oh, get out of here.
Suns are good as fuck.
They ain't the Pacers.
Shit.
Suns are good as fuck.
Indiana, everything.
I
don't care.
I'm with Matt on that one.
I mean,
Indiana.
I'm
I
about the
don't-
Pacers, but I'm also a realist. Like Suns are the better team.
I root for
Fuck
the
a
Indiana
realist.
team every time.
I'm
No
an
matter, I root for
Indianaist.
the Indiana team. I'm not saying that I know they're going to win. I'm just saying I
Right.
root for the Indiana team to
I
win.
hope Indiana beats the Suns, but
It doesn't matter. I
not
want
gonna-
somebody from Indiana or anything that's an Indiana team. Like, I want them to win every time.
Yep.
Like, I'm not really a big Purdue fan. Like, you know what I'm saying? I like IU, Notre
yeah,
Dame,
Notre Dame.
Butler. But when Purdue's even in the
Right.
I'm rooting
Yeah,
for them. Even though
I'm-
when they play like IU or somebody, I'm like, I hope you guys fucking get killed. I hope they demolish you.
Indiana has
But
some-
when you go to the tournament, when you're not against one of my teams, all the way.
all the
Indiana
way.
all the way.
Indiana has some pretty good fucking colleges, man.
I was thinking the other day, like the amateur wrestling, like what we did. They're always talking about ways to try to make it more popular. They should make it where you can bet on college wrestling. You can bet on college football. You can bet on. Dude, you know how
Man.
popular wrestling.
grow the- it would
you know how
grow the
popular
sport.
wrestling would become. Oh?
Well, my problem with betting on amateur wrestling is wrestlers. There's no real outcome for people who wrestle to make money after they're done
I'm
wrestling.
saying, I think if you start betting on them, you can make professional wrestling,
But
a
the-
real professional.
But the
wrestling.
one problem with that is you'd have so many that don't make that money. They'd be willing to lose matches just to help their friends
that's
make a bunch
true.
of money and then their friends give them the money. It becomes kind of a conflict, and
That's true.
and not to mention the fact that, let's be real, amateur wrestling does have a pro outlet, MMA.
Yeah.
All of your top MMA fighters, the vast majority of them for the last 10 years, even 25
It
years,
just
have all
suck-
come from wrestling.
It just sucks when you're watching a fight and you'll have the people. They're not doing that. They're just holding on to them. Not doing. No, that takes fucking skill.
Yeah.
To hold people down at that level,
Yeah.
that's a fucking skill.
And people say, "Oh, come on, do something." He ain't doing that. No, he's doing something. He's controlling.
Well, that's-
he's controlling that motherfucker.
But that's
No.
the casual fan base. though.
Now, I will say, like, in the Adesanya, is that his name?
Adesanya.
Ezra.
Adesanya, when him and old boy fought, when you hold Adesanya down for 2 rounds, you better at least ground and pound or something. I'm sorry. Like, I completely agree with the wrestling aspect, but
He
for
didn't
2
do much of
rounds,
shit.
you don't do nothing. You basically
It
laid
wasn't
on
that he
him. 'cause
wasn't
you-
doing nothing.
It's
It's of a chess match, dude.
Yeah, it's
he
your
makes one
job to
mistake-
get up.
He
It's
makes
your
one
job to
mistake
get
with his
up.
hips. Adesanya's up. I mean,
yeah,
Adesanya was just too small.
yeah.
He was just too small.
undersized. Yeah, and Blachowicz took advantage of it.
they
you
tried
know.
that. They
He-
tried the
he fought a
professional
perfect
wrestling
match.
thing a few years back, and it lasted maybe 6 months. or
Yeah,
something.
Muhammad Law got into it. I seen, and they had like the ring was like a sumo ring. You
Yeah,
fall
had it
out.
up on a platform and shit.
It was pretty cool, but it's hard because the excitement factor's there for the people who know wrestling.
Know what's going on.
But like MMA is more like people who are boxing fans and casual people like to see that knockout too. They like to see the submission.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. Hey, I like to see a good knockout.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah. I also like to see a good fucking grappling wrestling technical match too.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
So it's like,
Well, that's why I was a big fan of Ben Askren, because he basically got in there and fucking wrestled.
One thing it always cracks
is
me
that
up
the
about,
dude that's
like,
fighting Jake Paul?
Yeah.
Oh,
When is
God.
that? That's
what, do you,
coming up.
what do you guys feel about
hang
Jake
on.
Paul
Hey,
and Dana,
that's
Dana
coming up in a
White?
couple weeks, isn't it?
that's a boxing match, just to be clear.
Right,
It's not.
right.
If it's an MMA fight, Ben
Oh.
Askren wins in 20
Ben's
seconds.
gonna probably get his ass
He
whooped.
wins in 20 seconds anyways. Boxing
Ben-
match, wrestling match.
No,
This
Ben
dude has not fought an actual boxer
Ben
in his life.
is getting his ass whooped.
Oh, I don't think so.
Ben's getting whooped. I'm saying it right here, right now. Ben's getting whooped. Put 100 on it.
I'll put 100 on it
Put
any
a-
day of the week.
Put 100 on it.
That's easy
Jake
money.
Paul.
That's easy
Jake
money.
Paul takes
Easy
him.
money.
This dude knocked out a basketball player. Now people think he's tough.
Hey, you
Hey,
might.
Not just a basketball player that was running out and going like this.
Yes,
and shit, with
yes.
his head down.
Had no
And was-
clue.
and
what
was
Yeah, he had no clue what
struggling.
he was doing.
For a while, he was struggling.
I don't think he ever fought before. Like
For
any
a
kind of
commission-
fight.
No fight in his life.
for a commission to even approve that fight, they should be ashamed of
Ashamed of
themselves.
themselves.
No,
I agree.
No, Mike Tyson looked pretty good that night for as old as he
Hey,
is.
Mike, that was staged though. Mike would have demolished him. Mike was going in.
Oh, yeah, he wasn't even
threw.
in shape.
He wasn't going for the knockout for the kill like he would have back in the day. He's just going in there giving you a couple body shots and backing up. You
minute
seen that
they
he
announced
never
it
once
wasn't gonna
threw it
have a
like a
winner.
real
Hey, you know
heavy
what
shot.
you know what the
That's
best
a
part of that
lost
whole
knee.
you know what the best part of that whole pay-per-view thing that was that night?
Snoop Dogg.
The Snoop Dogg, the 20-minute Snoop Dogg concert that we got.
Yeah, it's true.
And Snoop
out there-
commentating dude was the best.
Dude.
I love when Snoop's in anything.
Hey, he has like the best lungs ever. 'Cause that dude's out there fucking hitting the blunt the whole fucking time.
He don't stop
and
smoking.
he don't miss. He don't. I mean, don't ever cough or motherfuckers on it.
That's because from the time he wakes up, he's smoking
Oh,
to the
yeah.
time he goes to sleep.
Oh,
So his lungs build up so
Snoop-
much fucking.
Just love
Snoop's
Snoop.
a legend.
Snoop's a legend. He's a funny ass dude, man.
That's another dude I'd love to meet.
He was on AEW a few weeks ago.
Was he?
Done a frog
Oh,
splash.
yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Oh God. I wonder what that looked like.
I remember he was.
It wasn't the best frog splash.
I
he did
bet.
some stuff in the WWE a while
Yeah.
back too. I remember
Well,
he's a big pro wrestling guy.
Sasha Banks is his cousin.
Your cousin, yeah.
Hell, he even coached college football a little bit, didn't he?
He did
I don't
coach.
think
He
it was-
coached.
I don't
Well, it
think
was a high school. It was high
college.
school
High
with his son,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
Yeah, he ran
Yeah.
some, and he ran like a he
And
ran
then
a football league.
his son ended up going to Notre Dame.
Really?
Yeah, he ended up. I can't remember where he was going. Was it going to UCL? No, it was USC is where he was planning on going. And then somehow like he wasn't going to get playing time or something.
So basically, what you're saying is all the rich white people bought all the spots at USC,
and then he said
he had to go to.
he said he had to go to Notre Dame.
You remember that scandal that went on?
Yeah.
All them celebrities bought all the spots at USC. Were like paying
Hey.
people.
I'm kind
to
of
get 'em in.
surprised.
I believe
I'm kind of surprised he didn't go to
I believe it.
Jackson State with where Deion Sanders is the coach.
I know he went to Notre Dame. That's
Oh,
a good.
yeah,
That's a good choice.
where's
You
he
know what I'm saying?
coaching at again?
Notre Dame
Jackson
is
State.
so
Is that in
close.
Alabama?
Dude.
So
Yeah,
close
Notre
to
Dame
yeah.
was
winning.
tougher than hell last year.
Notre
They're doing
like,
pretty good too. They've won their first two games. Put up a bunch of points.
we talk about IU football, but I'm a Notre Dame football fan.
Oh,
I'm
really?
sorry. Notre Dame has been my team from
Oh,
day one.
over Indiana.
Now basketball,
How did-
basketball, I'm an IU big IU fan.
How did he get into this room?
But now we're talking about football.
We're about to get a
Notre
sign
Dame.
that says "No Notre Dame fans."
I'm not gonna lie. I root for the
I'm not-
Indiana team.
I'm not
Notre
gonna lie.
Dame makes it 100 times farther than what IU has ever done in football.
It's about ready to change.
About ready to change.
That's never going to change.
But no, I'll be on. I'm an IU fan, but if Notre Dame's on, and I'll root for Notre Dame. I want to see.
yeah.
I want to see any Indiana team do good.
That's what I'm saying, like-
unless they're playing IU or
Any Indiana team, like, what's his name? Old boy that used to wrestle you that was just fighting. Casey Kennedy.
oh yeah, Indiana guys.
Anybody
That's just like at
Indiana.
the college wrestling nationals next weekend. There's so many guys on there that are from Indiana,
Yep.
and there's a couple. Of them, there's a couple of them that have legit chances to
Mason
win.
Harris.
We
Nick
have
Lee,
a lot of
Chad
athletes
Red.
that come out of Indiana, and people just don't give them the recognition that they deserve.
No,
Indiana's a slept-on
it is.
state.
It really is, and
Yep.
even
even in NFL, the Woodsons.
oh yeah, Charles and them.
Mm-hmm.
The Colts get
They
slept
live
on.
in Fort Wayne.
Fort Wayne. They're from Fort Wayne. Snyder High
Yeah.
School.
Heck, we got a couple guys come right out of Ball State.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, we've had
Bonzi Webb?
There's been
well, no, I'm talking about
a couple
one old boy from the Ravens.
Snell.
Snell. Yeah.
Snell.
Yeah, he come from Ball State. Then we got the lineman from Ball State that plays for the Colts.
Fenter.
Yep. I mean, we've got a couple guys that come from Ball State.
And
They had a hell of a season.
Hey,
Exactly.
And we've had guys make it to the
did.
NFL from
Ball
from
State
right,
had an
from right here in Muncie.
unbelievable-
Finished in the top
From
25.
right here in
Muncie.
Muncie, we had Brandon Gorin. He played in the hell. He
played-
has a Super Bowl ring.
He played for the Patriots.
Yeah.
Come from Central, right?
No,
No, he
South.
come from Southside. Yeah.
He graduated the year I was a freshman.
I remember.
He played at Purdue. Then he played for like 3 or 4 different NFL teams.
It's always funny when you're younger and you hear these things about players from like the local area. I remember all the people when I was in high school. They used to always talk about some of the Southside players. Yeah, if they don't, they'll make it to the NFL easy, and like none of them ever do. And it's just like, I don't know. It's like being at the state championships. We go every year to the Indiana high school state championships, and the people always, my son's going to be at least a 3-time state champion and stuff. And it's like people don't realize how hard it is. Like it's not easy.
Was it
It's
me?
not
Was it me
easy.
and you that he came up and said that too?
Yeah, I'm
not
not
gonna say no
mentioning
names,
names,
but-
but yeah, he come up and said, my
Were
son's
you
at
out-
least
were
going
you
to be
out
a
there?
3
Oh,
time.
yeah, I was there.
Stevie was there.
I was there. He
Sitting
said
here, but I hear that from so many people,
I
and
was like, yeah, okay.
the amount of
it
people
takes a lot of hard work.
the
man.
amount of people that wrestled, like me, Stevie, Chris, any of us wrestled, that I would say this person's a better wrestler, but there were other people that got state championships over, like the Kenny, the Jaggers, the Nick Coons, was it Burner?
Burner made it to the state final match and beat me by 1 point.
Yeah,
at
semi-state.
semi-state.
Yeah, so it's just there's so many people that you could say that about, but it's not easy.
No. You got to have, it's got to be your day. And
Very
it
few people
draws,
get the-
a lot of things. It depends on a lot of things, really.
Yeah.
Well, that's just like, me, for example, when I made it to semi-state as a freshman, I expected to at least make the state a couple of years.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? A lot of people did, but they never.
yeah, it's draws, man. Some people
Draws, man.
always fucked
Not-
up. Seemed to fuck up a match at regionals, and then that ruined my semi-state draw. And
How many people made it far into state that had no business there just because they had a great draw? Didn't even win their semi-state, and it worked out.
I think I had 23 or 24 losses total in my high school career. It never made to the state
I
tournament.
had 25.
It never made to the state tournament.
Yeah, I made it 3 times, and I had 25 losses.
Won over 100 matches, and probably if I went and looked, I probably had like 24, 25 losses.
Yep.
Like, best
Crazy.
wrestler I ever knew that never made it to state was Noah Richardson, and
Oh my God.
he's broke.
Noah, we're sorry if you're watching this, but Stevie ain't lying.
I ain't lying. I mean, he's broke every Delta wrestling record there is. So
shit!
sorry, Noah, but
Austin's gonna lose.
I just had to say it, dude.
Well, in honesty, like I look at some of the people, like again, we were talking about MMA earlier, like Matt, Jaggers. This dude, in any other era was probably a 2-time state champion, but he always had like Graylin early or John Sheets in his way, and even John Sheets. John Sheets won one state title, got third or second 3 times. It's like, any other era, he wins 2 or 3 state titles.
And you got to respect somebody that doesn't dodge it. You know what I mean?
I
Because you
know.
go up a weight class, you go down,
Oh yeah,
and to just say I'm gonna fucking wrestle these dudes and try to win, like
the dude.
I
from-
respect that.
That dude from Modern Day this year, the returning state champ, stayed at the same weight class with that Mendez,
Right.
and competed with him.
I think Mendez might be the best wrestler to come out of Indiana.
It's tough.
This
Man,
early on,
It's hard.
for
It's
me to
it's
say
hard to
that.
compare everybody, but man, he's tough.
Yeah.
Cause it's just so hard, like this early. You
But
know
if
what I
you-
mean?
Yeah.
We got to see like how he does in college and how he does it. Like I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of a comprehensive thing, and
Right.
it's like Reese Humphrey had a lot of success in college. Had some pretty. I think he was a 2-time All-American, and he had a lot of success in Greco. Like I think he made the.
Escobedo.
He was an Olympic
Escobedo.
alternate. Yeah.
It's like
So
if you asked me, Tesursis, I would like if it was just based off high school, I'd say Tesursis was like the best I ever seen. But then look what he did in college. I mean,
Well,
he had a good college career. But
he I think he All-Americaned once and made it to the NCAA tournament every year. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Nothing.
no,
But again, it's like I said, college is a whole different level, and you adapt differently. It's the same way you adapt in high school. You have to make that same adapt.
He's coaching. Search is coaching at IU with Escobedo.
Is he?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
his brother even
How does brother do in college?
Jason Surtis won the title.
That's what I thought.
And I think he was a 3-time All-American.
See, he could have a chance. He could be the best.
He won it.
you know.
He won as a freshman, didn't he?
Yeah, won it as a freshman, and then
freshman.
got like got third and got sixth another year. Yeah,
Me and my son Austin, we went to B-Dubs to watch the championship matches that night. And of course, it's the same weekend as you have March Madness that just started basketball. So there's basketball on every TV in this B-Dubs. And we go to this waitress and we got her to turn wrestling on TV in front of us. Well, when Searches is wrestling toward the end of the match, me and Austin are standing up fucking yelling and shit at the TV. People are looking at us. They think we're yelling at a basketball game, but it was the wrestling.
it was a big match too.
We were celebrating because Indiana guy won a national championship. People thought we was
Indiana guy.
They thought for sure.
Love it, dude.
You know what I mean? People thought we were talking about a basketball game.
You guys think there's anybody here in Indiana that's going to be stepping up next?
Jesse Mendez.
Definitely.
And Nick Lee, Jesse Mendez.
Well, there's a couple this next weekend that have a chance.
Paris.
Nick Lee could win it this week coming up.
Mason Paris too. Yeah.
I remember watching
Chad Red.
him. Nick Lee and Chad Red. That was history in the making.
If Chad Red gets hot, he can be right there.
Yeah, Chad. They could have wrestled this past weekend at the Big Ten tournament.
I'd love to watch them wrestle again. I think
Lee can beat that Ironman.
Yeah, so do I.
I do too.
Now I
He
think
handled that Ironman.
We've had recently. I think Indiana's had 4 or 5 NCAA champions, but recently we've had 3. That Howe and Escobedo won 1, and then Jason Surtis won 1. So that's 3 recently.
And Howe was in the finals twice.
Kevin Jackson won 1 too, didn't he? He was from Anderson. That Kevin Jackson, back in the 90s. Yeah, and Greg Wagner came close. That old heavyweight from Fort Wayne Snyder, 01. He got 3rd, I think, at the NCAA tournament. Ben Whistle got 3rd as well.
Chalfant.
That Chalfant made it to the semifinals, ended up getting 6th. Yeah, so that was Stevie's time.
Yeah, I wrestled around time child. I remember Jeff.
I saw him pin somebody, I swear, with one fucking arm, dude.
Janny.
Yeah.
Rock gave him the rock bottom.
It's over.
Gave him the rock bottom.
Rock bottom. You're done. Go on.
Love to see it.
Jeez.
Love to see it.
Yeah. It was always entertaining being there. Back in the day, the Jay County Regional used to be where it was at. Because remember that first year they did the top 4 from regional went to semi-state. Yep. Jay County had 2 weight classes where all top 4 went. All top 4 made it to state. Very first year they did that.
Chalfant, I remember our buddy Jeff fucking walked up to Chalfant one time and called him out and shit. Jeff didn't even wrestle. J.O. fucking called out Chalfant, dude. It was fucking hilarious, dude. We was telling Joe, I bet you won't go up to him and he said, you're lucky I'm not wrestling today or some shit. Said that to Chalfant. Chalfant was like, dude, Chalfant was a beast. And J.O. walked up to him and said that shit. That was classic. That was some funny ass shit.
Fucking J.O. Shout out to J.O. It's his birthday today.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, J.O.
Hey, happy birthday, Jeff.
Hell yeah. That was some good shit, dude.
Yeah, old J.O., his shit talking. Don't ever remember that time we was bowling. He said, I bowl 210, 220 average, easy. Like, you should be on the PBA, Jeff.
Hell yeah. Kyle's a pretty good fucking bowler.
Hey, we got some great bowlers from Indiana, from Muncie.
Oh, yeah.
We bowled on the lane where Caden's picture was hanging out yesterday.
Hey, shout out to my cousin Caden. Won sectionals last week. Good luck at regionals this week.
Scotty Kramer.
Scotty Kramer, yep. He's a hell of a bowler. Kyle, even Preston, Jeff, they're all 3 good bowlers too.
Yeah.
I think didn't they all bowl in leagues?
They all bowled in leagues and stuff. Yeah, we got a lot of tough bowlers around here.
I'm gonna say right now that I saw Preston post some picture on his Facebook of like a bowling scores with 4 bowlers up there, and they all bowled like in the 280s and shit.
That's probably 8 or 9. Strike 8 or 9.
Shit.
That's probably
bullshit.
That's probably a strike 8 or 9.
It's gotta be, because I don't care. You could have 4 of the best professional bowlers on earth, and there ain't no way all 4 of them's gonna bowl over a 280 every game. There's no way. Impossible.
That's
I thought that was kind of funny though. I seen that on there.
You got to do the
I might be
do the
wrong.
flex every now and again.
I don't think it was all 4 of them, but I think 2 or 3 of them bowled like a 2-8. I'm like, bullshit. There's no way 2 people bowled that good.
If you had to pick a team right now to win March Madness, who you taking?
Baylor.
Oh, it's tough. There's
Gonzaga's
a
good,
lot of
but
teams. Because I was thinking Gonzaga.
Gonzaga's not.
chokes.
I went with
Gonzaga's not going undefeated. The whole
schedule.
year.
I'm gonna go.
Schedule.
I'm gonna go with.
easier.
I'm gonna go with a Big Ten school. I'm gonna go with Michigan.
I'd like to see.
Michigan can't even beat Michigan State. No, I'm just playing. Everyone has a bad game. Everybody has a bad game, especially like an in-state rivalry like that. Like,
Dude, they could
You
go
being
on
an
a run.
IU fan, you gonna pick me?
They're Big Ten.
I'm going with Baylor, but I'm gonna have a
Get outta
dark
here.
horse backup. my long shot betting backup, Iowa.
Calling me out because of Notre
I
Dame.
like Iowa for like a bet.
I'm talking about like a long shot bet.
IU's not in the
Iowa.
tournament. They're
I
not in the
like
tournament.
He called me out
We
for,
can't pick
for
IU.
liking Notre Dame,
We
but
can't
gonna call for Michigan.
I can't pick- I
One
can't
of
pick IU,
IU's
they're not
like
there.
big time
I
rival
can't
schools.
pick IU. They're not there.
Damn.
They're a Big Ten
Not
school.
even an Indiana school. Come on
They're
now,
a Big
Chris.
Ten school.
Yeah, Baylor's my favorite, but if I had to make
Baylor's tough.
if somebody
Baylor's
said
tough.
bet a small amount of money for a big payout, I'm betting on Iowa.
If I
like
was just
that
going to
bet.
pick the favorite,
I might
I would
do
pick
that.
Baylor. But I think Michigan really could go on a run.
Oh yeah, but
Texas
that loss
Tech-
to Michigan State.
dude,
was
Texas
just
I
Tech-
feel,
a
I
copy.
feel like
that-
it's
Texas Tech.
really it's a toss up this year.
Oh,
I feel
yeah.
like it's a big toss up.
'Cause,
There's not a lot of
Texas Tech is capable. Oklahoma, when they get hot, fucking
see we
Texas is capable. I mean, there's
years
a lot of
prior
teams.
we had teams that were like coming in and dominating,
Another-
kind of,
and it was usually your Dukes and your
exactly,
Kentuckys.
exactly.
North Carolina.
And they're
That's
not
not
there.
happening this
No.
year. It's a toss up this
with-
year. There's not as been as many.
With Kentucky being down, though, I think the SEC dark horse, and they're not even that much of a dark horse according to the rankings. Alabama,
Oh yeah, Alabama's tough.
Alabama, and Iowa. Those could be two like, you don't see them coming.
No,
No.
Iowa's one of them teams that
You put
If
Indiana
they get
against
hot,
you put
they could
Indiana
beat-
against Iowa. Iowa's going down.
Well, this is the thing.
Indiana has
that's
their
already
fucking
fucking-
number.
that's all team
Indiana
we can
ain't in the
beat.
tournament though, so Iowa's got a better shot.
Yeah. Indiana had their fucking number this year.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
they did. Whew, ugly.
Yeah, I can't believe how bad like Kentucky was and Duke and just crazy.
'Cause I think Alabama and Iowa will come in as 2 or 3 seeds. I think they can make some deep runs. I really do.
and IU actually beat Iowa twice,
Twice.
I know.
and I hate
Illinois,
that.
Illinois,
hate that.
pretty good too.
Illinois
They're
is
pretty
another
good,
one of
too.
them dark horse. Like Illinois is pretty fucking good, dude.
Yeah,
Illinois is tough.
yeah.
I don't think we'll have as close as brackets as we have in years prior, where teams have known kind of dominated.
Well, another big thing is the fans, man. Like last night, I
You're
think there was,
basically playing a scrimmage.
I think they
game.
said there was 2,000 people there watching the IU game.
Now I did hear.
and it made a difference, but man, it sucks. It's not the same atmosphere.
No,
and,
I hear-
and some teams crumble under that atmosphere, and you got some players that thrive. So you know, I mean, it
Not
really
saying
affects
it's
the
a
tournament.
lot of fans, but they are supposedly allowing 8,000 fans to each
Yeah,
like.
well, that's not bad. I think
So-
they said there was 2,000
We
last
need to
night.
go to a game.
I'd like
We
to
need to go to a
It
fucking
probably be,
game, dude.
I mean, but to be one of those 8,000,
Right.
it's probably gonna be some
It's gonna
money.
be a
Don't get me
ticket.
wrong, it's probably gonna be some money.
I'll
to
check
get
and
that
see how
ticket.
much tickets are.
Same
I'd
ticket?
Like
I'd like to go.
oh, I would
I'd
love,
love
to
to go.
fucking go.
I've never been to.
I've
a
never been to an
tournament game,
NCAA
so
tournament
it-
game.
it-
Yeah, exactly, and it'd be nice.
I've been to one IU game there in Bloomington, but other than that, I've been to some Ball State
I've been
games.
to one IU game, I think.
Been to a couple of Ball State
Maybe
games, and I
it was
even
when I
like
was
going to
young.
those.
I went to a lot of Ball State games. And
I think it might
You
have
know, I
been a
mean,
Ball
you
State
have
game.
you have players that thrive when the fans are going with that. When you have 20,000
Well,
people in there,
in college,
and some
it's-
players can crumble.
Yeah,
it changes the game.
In college, it's more
Exactly.
crumbling than it is. You get down and towards the end of the game, and a lot of college players crumble in those situations.
Especially because you don't have it. They're entering a new atmosphere where before fans were cheering for them because they were at home, and usually in high school. When you go to college, you're going somewhere totally different, and you ain't got fans that they don't want you to win, so they're gonna heck with you.
It's hard to watch the
And-
NBA games with no fans.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
It's basically it's a toss up too. You never know who's gonna win that night. Yeah. You're going out there playing scrimmage
Well,
basically.
like in college this year, they would play like on a Friday, and then they'd play again on Sunday, and one team would win by 30 on Friday, and then on Sunday the other team would win
Michigan
by
and
fucking
Michigan
30.
State.
It's like,
Right.
fuck.
Well, I can't get over it. But I'm gonna go with my long shot on the tournament. If I had to pick a dark horse pick, which I'm not going to place a bet on it, but Iowa or Alabama would be my dark horses.
I like Iowa and I like Illinois. I like them two teams to go on a deep run.
Yeah, Illinois.
I think Illinois is going to go in deep.
You think Illinois will get a number 1?
They have a chance.
If they win the Big Ten.
If they win the Big Ten, I think they have a good chance.
I don't know.
But
ready.
West Virginia is not bad, especially when they get hot shooting the ball.
Yeah, West Virginia is pretty good.
They got a good coach with those Huggins.
Yep. Yeah, I like West Virginia.
Is Butler going to make the tournament? I don't think they've had a very good year, have they?
I don't think
they had a
so.
fairly big win the other day against Villanova, but they just got crushed by Creighton.
Yeah, that's all they got crushed by Creighton.
Yeah, it was.
What about Notre Dame? Is their basketball team any good?
Notre Dame ain't making
done for.
They're not.
They had just a few years ago. They were pretty good.
Yeah, they made what was it like?
Elite Eight.
Elite Eight. I think at one year they made Elite Eight.
I mean,
and it was a close game too that they lost.
It was great. Them 2 years at Butler made it to the national championship.
It sucks
game.
they didn't win one though. I mean, they were both close, but
I'd love to see that for Gordon Hayward just to win one.
Yeah. Yeah, they're so Notre Dame's so bad this year. Triple H gave
what they
them pedigree
should do
almost. It was bad.
What they should do, which I know they won't because they're trying to keep.
Is Purdue in the tournament?
Oh, they'll be in a tournament.
Yeah,
I'm
Purdue
sure.
should be in the tournament.
They're ranked.
I need at least
25.
one Indian.
They'll be in there.
What they
team
should-
that I can root for.
What they should do,
Purdue
I
should
think,
be in
but
it.
they won't because of the COVID thing, is they should, since they're only letting like 6,000 or 8,000 fans in, they should play the championship game at Hinkle Fieldhouse. The old airplane hangar. And if you put that
Butler,
Butler's. You put some fans in there, that place will sound loud as fuck.
It will, but
they won't do it because
against spacing.
Trying to space people. But it'd be awesome.
That's why they're doing it.
You've been to Hinkle, haven't you?
Lucas Oil.
I don't know.
But 8,000 fans inside that stadium.
It's like old airplane.
Like,
it's like an old airplane hangar that they've turned into a
hell,
arena.
They hold what 40,000 fans.
What
Lucas
stadium?
Oil.
Lucas Oil.
Lucas Oil will hold it'll hold close to 60.
Yeah, and they're only allowing 8,000 fans.
Because
see what I'm saying?
you have to at least
That's
be able to
where
hold
they're
like
playing it?
60 or 65
where they're
to
playing
hold.
it?
That's where they're
to host
playing.
the
Like
Super
I think
Bowl.
The finals and shit.
the finals and stuff is at Lucas Oil. I'm pretty sure because you
can fit a lot of fans
the big
there.
stadium there.
It's cool that shit's going on in Indiana.
Yeah, it
love it.
always has.
I love
cool
it.
shit.
I think
And
both-
4.
That's why I was really mad
Well,
that
but
we
this
didn't.
year the whole thing is.
Yeah,
I was really
the
mad
the
that we
whole
didn't.
tournament.
The whole tournament's in Indiana.
I was mad because we didn't get to hold the All Star year this year. Because I felt like when Sabonis won that skills challenge, it'd have meant a lot more with him having fans from Indiana.
I want to go to the
and
All
cheering
Star
him
game
on.
though when it's here in Indiana.
I'm kind of happy that it's
got
pushed
pushed
back.
back.
Because
See, you
we'll
guys
be-
are
we'll
you
be
guys
able
are
to go
happy,
and shit.
but I was ready. I had the money and everything. I was that was like one of my plans to do. But then I knew that
I want to go to. I want to
they-
go
they
to
said
a
last
baseball
year.
game.
Yeah, I want to.
It's getting ready to start up soon. I want to go to some baseball games.
I love going to baseball games, man.
You predicting the Reds are going to make a deep run this year?
I hope.
I hope. I predict every year and they never make the fucking playoffs.
It's always so hard for me.
I honestly thought last year they had a hell of a shot last
They
year.
should. Who did they
And
play and get beat by?
the Braves.
Right.
They should have
yeah.
fucking won,
And-
dude.
And
We
a
couldn't hit the ball.
Exactly. There was times
It wasn't because of our pitching.
we were in games and it always our starters always come out and they're dynamite. And it seems like we tend to
Our
our
bull-
bullpen, we just don't have like a solid bullpen.
Well, not just that. It seems like our managers in a hurry to get to the bullpen. It's like, dude, if you hit your stars in there, he's still throwing fucking good. Leave him, motherfucker, in there.
And sometimes when we have a starter, when we take him out, and if we have a guy that comes in like that seventh inning and kind of mows 3 batters down,
And then next thing, new pitcher.
why take him out? Exactly. You let him only play 1/3 of the batting lineup.
Yeah.
Let him. Now, if he comes out there and the first batter he gets rocked or something, take him out. I completely understand that.
And that Bell tries to stay to the thing where
it's analytics.
when they're getting ready to face the line for the 3rd time, take him out. Fuck that. If he's still pitching good, let him fucking pitch.
Analytics. That's what
Dumb.
they go off analytics.
Is this
dude.
the same
I
with the
hate
2-point
that.
fucking
I
conversions
know.
during football? It drives me fucking
These
crazy.
football and their analytics fucking kill me, dude.
In a way, I kind of like how they're bringing that 3 batter rule, like where you have to throw the 3 batters when you bring. I kind of like it.
Yeah, I don't.
No, I didn't like the extra inning rule where you put a runner on second.
That's
I'm kinda
kind
like
of
that.
that's
No.
dumb.
During the regular season,
That's dumb. Why should you get an extra base for no reason just because we go to extra innings?
If you're going to put
I agree.
You're
It spices it up a little bit.
but some guy comes in and gets a leadoff single and that guy basically scores.
A little blooper.
That's not right.
You can win on a little blooper.
You're telling me that?
I'd rather that than be sitting there until the 18th inning.
I'd rather watch it.
I say put him on.
I'd rather watch
what it
it.
is.
Maybe put 'em on. I think baseball needs spiced up with shit like that.
If you're going to put him on base, if you're going to put a runner on base, put him on first.
Put him on first
You don't give him
base.
an
Put him on
you
Exactly.
don't
That's what I'm
automatically
saying.
put him in scoring position.
A single comes off and you basically win the game. For
I don't
the
think you
single.
should automatically
That's
put
not
him in
right.
So you're
second.
setting up a double play if you put him on first.
Yeah, but second
Yeah,
base
but
is
still.
considered
But
scoring
you're
position.
getting a free runner.
You're getting a free runner in scoring position.
Exactly. Why should you just automatically get a scorer in running position?
I don't
That's
think
not
it's
right at all.
terrible.
I don't think it's terrible. I think the execution's wrong. I think it needs to be first base.
First base, if
Because-
anything.
Because then like
It's
I
even.
said, you're the away team.
Yeah,
you know,
but
you
at
hit
the
a
same
home run,
time,
you're
you
up
can
by
get
2.
you could
Okay. You wanna spice things up? Start a motherfucker with
You
a
could
ball
get
and a
2
strike
outs
in there.
off only
And
having
see if they
one
don't
out.
have to start swinging the bat right away.
Now we're going softball rules.
Start 'em
Throw a
with
strike and a ball in there and then see they have to swing the bat.
Screw that. Start them at a full count.
Let's go.
That way you force the pitcher
Hey,
to throw
I'm
a good
like-
pitch.
Exactly.
baseball. They need to.
I'm fine with just starting like you every other inning. If the game goes 16 innings, it goes 16
That's
innings.
what I'm saying. I like the old
like
school.
the old school
Especially in the
way.
playoffs.
But
Especially in the
You
playoffs.
think
shouldn't mess with
Stevie-
stuff when it comes to the playoff time. It needs to be the original game.
How do you feel about the DH rule?
Designated hitter.
They're talking,
I don't really like. Don't get me
they're
wrong.
talking about
I
doing-
feel like
they're talking about making.
you got
going ahead
9
and doing
players.
in the
Them
National
9
League.
players bat. Them 9 players play. Quit pussyfooting letting somebody come in and bat. No, you learn to bat. When we was growing up, everybody had to bat.
Yeah,
Everybody had
I
to go
agree.
play. Like,
See,
no.
the thing that confuses me, like in little league and shit, the person that's like your best pitcher usually is one of your best hitters.
Exactly.
So how do these dudes get so fucking bad? Like, why don't they work on their
Well,
fucking
Pitches
hitters?
were usually your best
Because that's
player.
not what they're paid to do.
Because once they get in the
Right.
pros, all they work on is pitching. Because that's what they don't work on nothing else.
But you're telling me a guy that normally come out there and batted and probably batted in
Probably
high school probably 400 or
one of their
500.
best hitters.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
Yeah, but you got to think in high school when you're one of the best hitters, you're getting a lot of at bats.
Yeah.
Now they might get.
That's
they're not-
true.
They only pitch one every 5 days, and they might not
That's
get.
true.
They don't get very many at bats, and you don't practice
Exactly. On them other 4 days, you should be in the batting cage hitting a couple
it.
bats.
They're icing their arm. They're getting. I mean, they're recuperating.
Pussies. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I agree with Matt. Pussies.
I'm too old school for that shit. I agree with y'all. But again, I understand it. You got money.
Exactly.
You
I
invest in
do.
these people.
Oh, I agree. I like having
I
a
don't
pitcher
like-
back.
I don't
but I'm
like
just saying
one
they don't
person-
work on it.
Because
like
I
one league having-
loved it when I seen
changes
a
the
Reds
game.
player, a
changes the
pitcher
game.
hit a grand slam.
Oh, yeah.
I love
Yeah,
it. Love
exactly.
it. You see how much excitement that brings to when you see a pitcher
Well,
hit a
it
grand
changes
slam.
the
Yes,
game because
exactly.
if you're getting ready to go to the bottom of the order, and if you're facing a pitcher or you're facing a fucking DH that hits 350,
Exactly.
I mean, it can change the game.
A lot of people think, oh, when you get to the that 8th, 9th batter, the catcher and the pitcher usually, them dudes were usually good hitters.
It might be like that.
Right.
It might be
Get
like
in
that
there.
in the little league, but in the pros, it don't matter what number hitter you are. All
You
of
should
them
be
can,
able-
hit pretty
exactly.
fucking good.
Yep.
Baseball's a game of failure.
But also-
fuck,
they need to be
praised.
training. They need to
you
be,
get praised for hitting the ball 30% of the time.
and that's not right.
If you bat 300, you're considered fucking killing it.
And that's not right.
Baseball,
I feel like
baseball's a game of failure.
you're not a good hitter if you can just go up there and just swing hard and hit it hard. If you can't place the ball, especially when they do these shifts, if you can't bunt, if you can't hit the ball in a certain direction, you're not a good hitter. I don't care if you go up there and hit
also
a
remember-
home run
you also gotta
3
remember
times
that
out
ball-
of 10,
that ball's
but you got
coming
a
up
guy
there
that goes up there and
100
bats,
miles an hour now.
and gets on first base, 5-6 times out of 10. I'd much rather have him than a guy that hits a
It's
home
all
run
about home runs right
two
now.
out of 10 times. You know what I'm saying?
But you're not going to
Well,
find nobody.
Stevie, you obviously don't remember the mid to late 90s range when the steroid stuff was going on.
I loved it.
Everybody loves
think
it.
Everybody was hitting a fucking
Let
home
them-
run.
let
I
'em-
think baseball
let
should
'em
allow
have the
fucking
steroids.
I think baseball
Let 'em
should
have the
allow-
steroids.
Yes.
Everybody,
I agree.
don't get me wrong. Everybody,
doing it. It's equal.
I think Pete Rose should be in the fucking Hall of Fame.
Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame. Let them have the steroids. Who really cares if you bulk up and get stronger?
But
Nobody
if
really cares.
everybody does
because
it,
everybody can do it.
Exactly. Everyone has the right to do it.
Pete Rose shouldn't got a lifetime ban.
No,
That's bullshit.
Nope, shouldn't.
no.
Shit.
Different time though. If that happened nowadays, people would be like,
fuck.
The thing is, it probably will be years after he's died.
yeah,
they'll eventually be like feel bad and put him in,
yeah.
but it's not even going to matter because then he's not even going to be able to experience, and that's what's bullshit.
That's what they're going to do. They're going to wait until he passes away, and then they'll put him in.
posthumously. Yeah, I wish.
But if you lift the ban for him,
he's always been my favorite player.
there's a lot of bands that probably people want pulled. If you lift the ban for him, there's going to be a lot of other people that get the ban, and want into the Hall of Fame.
Joe Jackson.
Exactly. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them.
How many of them got a lifetime ban?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. How many is there besides Rose and?
Oh, there's a handful. I remember looking. I can't remember how many, but there's like
the entire was it the 1919 White Sox?
Kurt
Once he
Schilling.
threw the World Series.
Kurt Schilling should be in there, dude. But that dude's been saying some crazy shit on Twitter and shit. I guess.
Yeah, he thinks that they're holding him out because he's a Republican.
Yeah, but you should see some of the shit they were saying that he said. But at the end of the day, like it should be about the game.
What he did in the game. It's about the game.
Kurt Schilling was a hell of a pitcher, and especially in clutch time.
There's some things that I agree with when it should be about the game and stuff. Like people talk about, some people, not me, talk about Chris Benoit should be in the WWE Hall of Fame. This motherfucker murdered his kid and his wife, and then hung himself. I'm like. They were like, well, that wasn't anything involved in the ring or with I'm like, come on, man. There's like a line.
There's a line
that's got to be drawn.
There's a line, but
I agree.
Kurt Schilling, I don't think he's crossed that line because it's just words.
No, absolutely not.
No. And because he's far right.
And hell,
and they think that's why he thinks that's why they're not letting him in because the people that vote are far left.
And my thing about the steroid guys is. Baseball knew it was going on, and they were loving it because of McGuire and Sosa and all the attention it was bringing.
The fans loved it.
They didn't say they knew it was happening. They didn't do nothing about it because it was baseball was getting revived because they basically went dead after they went on strike.
That's another reason why I think Kyler Murray needs to go play baseball too.
I think so.
It would bring more attention to baseball, and and people would like
baseball. Don't advertise their stars. They don't push their stars, man.
They don't have to.
Trout's one of the best baseball players in the world. He could walk down the street, and most people wouldn't
know
who the fuck he was.
I would know who Trout is, but there's other people that are great that walk right by me.
But what I'm saying is they wouldn't have to. Kyler Murray's like in the NFL where they do promote. People know who Kyler Murray is. And that's what I'm saying. When he goes play baseball, people are going to be like, that's the guy that plays football. You know what I'm saying? And then be like, oh, well, let's see if he's any good at baseball.
I would be interested in seeing what
everybody would want to see what he does.
They need to do a better job of marketing their stars, though. Baseball does.
Like when Michael went to play baseball, people went and watched it just to see if he was good at it. They probably weren't even fans of baseball, but they went and watched it because they knew who Michael Jordan was.
And it was minor league.
Yeah. That minor league team made a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I really feel like if he was to come play two sports, I feel like I know people got money invested in these players, but they also want to play multiple sports. Let them do it.
I'm all about Kyler Murray playing baseball.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm all about it.
I want to see somebody that plays two sports and actually dominates.
And if you do that,
I don't think a quarterback.
Exactly. I love to see that type of stuff.
I don't think a quarterback could play both, though.
No.
Well, not at the same time.
If he played a different position, he might be able to do both at the same time. But
he's not going to be able to do it at the same time. No team.
It'd be amazing if he did, though.
It would be fucking awesome.
It'd be awesome because Bo Jackson was awesome back in the day.
Bo Jackson's the shit.
No, you could buy Bo Jackson's shirts, fucking amateur wrestling meets.
Yep.
They have ones that say Bo knows wrestling and shit. I mean, Bo Jackson was fucking big.
Yeah. You want to be super.
He was one of them athletes that transcended.
You do that
all over. Everybody knew who Bo Jackson was. Hell, he ain't played for what 20, 25 years, and people still know who he is.
Yeah. Playing quarterback though, you can get people. If you don't do good, people will hate you.
Oh well, that's
yeah.
People will try to use if he does play baseball, they'll try to use that as you're spending too much time playing baseball and your head's not focused in the game.
You either loved or you're fucking hated.
If you're a competitor, you go out there with the same mindset no matter what you're playing. If you're a competitor, you go out there and you want to win every time, no matter what it is.
See, I think that's what's ruined a lot of high school sports is the whole focusing on this one sport. Like I know when I went to me and Stevie both went to Delta, we had good middle school wrestling teams. Yeah. I had a really good middle school wrestling. We were like undefeated in my 6th grade year. Then all them wrestlers on the fucking team were like, hey, I'm just gonna focus on football because I only have to practice 2 days a week. Wrestling's too hard.
Yeah,
that's what happened. What happened with me too? We had a hell of a middle school team, and then probably half the middle school team never wrestled in high school.
Yeah, never touched a mat a day.
Eric Vicchioli was tougher than hell.
Everybody's stingy about their play. Oh, you can't. You need to focus more on this or focus on. Let the people make their decisions.
The way I look at it is Delta had a good football team when I was there, but if them people that were wrestlers had stuck to it, maybe they would have been tough enough to actually win a state title instead of getting runner-up.
A lot of people can't deal with the weight cutting and shit like that.
Well, wrestling's tough. It's hard.
It's tough, man.
It's not easy.
It's not.
Believe me, I hated practice.
Yeah.
But it's the way it is.
Hell yeah.
I feel like Muncie should be dominating in every sport.
Every sport.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, sure.
All right, we're about ready to get out of the sports room. But if you like what you hear, you can catch our podcast on Anchor Podcast, Breaker Audio, Google Podcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and Spotify. You can also find us on YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room. Hope you guys enjoy. If you do enjoy, please like and subscribe. Peace.
Thanks for watching, guys.